I never imagined I'd be the guy telling a story like this. But here I am, sitting alone in my living room, the hum of the refrigerator in the background, a cold beer in my hand, trying to process everything that happened in our quiet little neighborhood a few months ago. When you buy a house in the suburbs, you picture barbecues, kids riding bikes down the street, maybe the occasional nosy neighbor peeking over a fence. You don't picture two armed men pointing guns at your wife, while half the neighborhood watches, and you definitely don't imagine realizing in that exact terrifying moment that your wife is not at all who you thought she was. We had just moved into Maple Ridge, a picture-perfect community just outside Denver. After years of cramped apartment living, I thought I'd finally given my wife Claire the life she deserved, a backyard, a home office, the whole suburban dream. Claire always said her work was just fitness coaching, helping busy moms and professionals stay in shape. Nothing glamorous. She baked cookies for the neighbors, joined yoga classes, and made friends at the farmer's market. Married a woman content with gardening and Pilates. Turns out, I was way off. It started small, like these things always do. A guy named Martin, self-proclaimed head of the neighborhood watch, showed up one morning in a tactical vest with a clipboard, inspecting our new privacy fence at 7 a.m. coffee, not even brewed yet. And there he was, puffing out his chest like he was CSI. I laughed, thinking he was just another HOA busybody. But when Claire walked up behind me, something changed. Her posture shifted, her breathing slowed. She scanned him like she was calculating his next move. At the time, I thought she was just being cautious. Now, I know I was watching her instincts kick in, instincts I didn't understand yet. "Ma'am, this fence violates community safety standards," Martin said, trying to sound official. Before I could intervene, Claire stepped forward, her voice syrupy, sweet, almost sitcom perfect. "Oh, officer, I'm so sorry," she said, but her eyes betrayed her calm. They flicked to exits his hands, memorizing every detail. That day I realized Claire's sweetness wasn't what it seemed. It was strategic. Then Gerald, another neighbor, shuffled over. Retired attorney, supposedly. Gray hair, a kind smile, the grandfatherly act. He offered to mediate. I thought it would calm things down. I was wrong. Gerald wasn't here to mediate. He was testing us, probing Claire's reactions. Within a week, the harassment escalated. Fake legal notices appeared in our mailbox. Sloppy printing, typos, amateur fonts, lawyer spelled wrong. I laughed. Claire didn't. She photographed each page, filed it meticulously, storing every envelope like evidence. "Why are you taking this so seriously?" I asked. "You never know when you'll need proof," she said. That should have been my second clue. Martin didn't stop. Every night, he patrolled our street in a white SUV, flashing yellow lights that looked like a toy store purchase. Documented every move Claire made, how long she watered the plants, she took out the trash, even how she parked her car. Once he yelled, "Your wife's attitude is killing property values," from his car. I wanted to confront him, but Claire always stopped me. "Let them talk," she whispered, calm as stone while recording him on her phone. The neighborhood buzzed. Otzi's wife, Denise, filmed Claire at HOA meetings, whispering. Loud enough for everyone to hear? The crowd chuckled, but Claire didn't ignore them. She watched them, cataloging reactions, mapping allies and adversaries. Little things started to click for me. The way she checked locks every night in a precise sequence. How she never sat with her back to a door in restaurants. How she reacted when a neighbor's nephew, military police, offered help with fake cops. Recognition flashed in her eyes, and then she smiled, hiding it. I started paying attention to how she moved. There was a fluidity to her motions, a precision I'd never noticed before. Simple tasks like unloading groceries looked different. Her weight shifted perfectly, every motion deliberate. I laughed to myself once, thinking I was imagining things I was sense. Then one night Martin didn't come alone. He brought his cousin Rick, an out-of-work security guard from Arizona. Both arrived in knockoff uniforms, waving fake badges that even said police incorrectly. It would have been laughable if they hadn't had real guns. "We're here about your wife's suspicious activities," Rick barked. Claire tilted her head, feigning innocence. Suspicious? I don't understand, she said sweetly. But her body language betrayed years of training, balanced, alert, ready. They demanded to search the house. We have reasonable suspicion, Martin said. Panic set in, but Claire shut it down with surgical precision. You'll need a warrant. Her voice was exact, commanding, terrifyingly calm. She knew the law better than anyone I'd ever met. After they left, I confronted her. Claire, what aren't you telling me? You moved like a trained fighter. You knew exactly what to say. She looked me in the eyes. I can't explain right now. Please trust me. That word can't was deliberate. It wasn't refusal. It was a boundary. The harassment escalated. Notes in the mailbox, fake fines, suspicious neighbors. One woman even cried, claiming Martin abused her. Claire saw through it immediately, showing me the tissue she'd kept. As evidence, no real tears, just cold cream. Reconnaissance, she muttered. Then I realized Claire wasn't just defending us. She was running her own operation, feeding false information, mapping threats, exposing weaknesses. She told one neighbor she did tax work. The next day, Martin showed up with fake IRS documents. She smiled. Hook, line, sinker. I was terrified, but she was alive with purpose. I overheard her late-night calls, words like escalation patterns and operational behavior. When I asked, she said she was talking to Rachel from the gym, but Rachel wasn't a gym buddy. She was FBI. Rachel laid it out. Martin and Gerald weren't local bullies. They were part of a fraud ring targeting military families across 3 states, stealing millions while spouses were deployed. Claire had been documenting everything with military-grade precision that night. She revealed the truth. She wasn't just a fitness coach. She trained special operations units, Army, Navy, and others for 15 years. She had signed papers, promising to never tell me, to protect the safety of those in the field. I'm not hiding from you, Evan, she said. I'm protecting you. The climax came at the emergency HOA meeting. Gerald orchestrated it, full of theatrics. Martin and Rick arrived in full gear, one carrying a real gun. Neighbors filled the seats, half curious, half terrified. Gerald declared Claire a danger, claiming she obstructed lawful security measures. Martin pointed his gun at her chest. We're done playing games with your wife, he barked, and then she moved. A blur. She disarmed Martin, neutralized Rick, and had both pinned on the floor before anyone realized what had happened. Silence, then cheers. I stared, heart pounding. Claire, who are you? I whispered. I train the people who protect this country, she said calmly. And you just pointed a gun at one of them. Rachel's team swept in, cuffing Gerald, Martin, and Rick. Social media exploded. Hashtag Suburban Wi-Fi's fake cops. People called her a hero. The aftermath was brutal. Gerald, 15 years. Martin, 5. Rick, 3. The conwoman neighbor, career fraudster. Our neighborhood healed through a block party. Kids drew chalk murals of Claire as a superhero. But the biggest change? Me. For 15 years, I thought I was the protector. I was wrong. She had been protecting me, our neighbors, even soldiers overseas, letting me keep my pride intact. Now, every time I see her teaching self-defense at the community center, smiling like just another suburban mom, I know the truth. Behind that smile is someone who could take down a small army if she had to. Maybe that's what marriage is about, trusting each other enough to carry secrets until the right moment comes to reveal them. So I ask you, what would you do if you discovered your spouse had been hiding a life you could never have imagined? Would you feel betrayed or proud? Angry or grateful? Because I'm still figuring that out myself. And if you stuck with me through this roller coaster, share it, like it, and pass it on. Reality? It's stranger than fiction.